name is Julie Kraft, and I have bipolar 2 disorder. And so I'm just going to shoot from the hip and share about my journey, whether it's to offer the inside scoop on my experience with being bipolar, or to offer hope that life can absolutely be great. Going back in time, if I had to describe my childhood, it was great. I was extremely creative. I was even that crazy kid that organized school classes during summer holidays and could never understand why none of the kids wanted to come to my extensive math class on a beautiful sunny day. Unfortunately, through grades 11 and 12, I was bullied and teased mercilessly every day, and so that was really hard for me. I lost all confidence and became anxious about everything. And then out of university, I was married within a year, and then within a year of that, I became a mom.
In the dark, in the night, I cried.
My anxiety continued, and every day was a struggle. The simplest things, getting out my front door, getting gas, doing groceries, going to church, taking my daughter to the park, and working up the nerve to speak to other moms, being invited over to friends' houses for dinner. It was just all overwhelming, and all I could do to just get through every day, with a smile on my face. The toll that wearing a mask every day took. I would get home every night, walk in my door, and just unload and spew my venom all over my husband and my kids. I wasn't coping. I wasn't able to control myself or my moods. And then I would have manic episodes, and I would be so obsessed and excited about all these projects that, I didn't want to cook dinner, and I didn't want to clean. I didn't want to spend time with my kids because I was so hyper-focused on all of these exciting ideas. And so all of that
To walk in your light.
It finally blew up in May of 2010, and my husband reached his limit, gave me an ultimatum, and so it finally took the fear of losing my family to get me to a place of being willing to get over myself, get over my pride, and go and see a doctor. And my diagnosis was bipolar 2. And so the advice of both my doctor and the psychiatrist was to get on medication to just level me out and, bring my moods into check. I didn't like the thought of medication either. Number one, I felt like a failure. How could I be made broken, and why would I need to be on medication in order to function like the rest of the world? And so I really beat myself up for that. I was also worried that it would make me a zombie, and I would start to have drool coming out of the corners of my mouth. And of course, there were parts of my bipolarity that I loved, my manic, creative, crazy episodes where I would write and paint and decorate things, and so I didn't want to give that up. I was afraid that if I did get on medication, that positive side would disappear, and I would just be left, living this sort of blah existence. If I had had high cholesterol or high blood pressure or, a heart condition, I wouldn't hesitate for a minute to take medication that was prescribed. And for some reason, I think because mental illness is hidden away inside your head and it's unseen, it was a real stumbling block for me. But I got over it, and it really has helped. Just a quick side note, if you're ever thinking that you don't need it, or you're feeling overly confident, whatever you do not taper off or tinker with your medication on your own without a doctor's help or supervision. I learned that the hard way. I was arrogant and overly confident and decided, that I could handle just a slow tapering of my meds, and I basically spiraled out of control in a hotel room. I was throwing things and acting like a wild animal, and I mean that literally. I think the important thing to realize is that nobody's perfect. I think everybody has good days and bad days, and so One of my biggest pet peeves is if I am having a bad day, that's completely understandable. If someone's cut me off in traffic and I, get a little heated, it really is frustrating if someone looks at me and goes, did you miss a pill? Are you off your medication? Because I think everybody has their moments. I got online and I started Googling, and I just wanted to find out if there were any other well-known people that had bipolar or had struggled with mental illness. The list of people that popped up blew me away to discover that I was keeping such great company, to be in the same category as people that had made such incredible contributions to society and the world, whether it be in art or writing or leadership or music, was really cool. So I wouldn't trade it in if you asked me to or paid me to. And my manic episodes still come. I still have creative rocket-fueled bursts of energy where I can, harness all of that for good and, accomplish some amazing goals. I think the trick for any of us is to make the most of the best parts and manage the worst. And I think that's all any of us can do in our lives. And don't think for a moment that Jill up the street has her act together or Bob down the road is a-okay, because chances are they've got their own issues and their own struggles.